360DigiTMG Gen AI class. So last week we discussed about what are the life cycle of a Gen AI project, what are the different steps involved. So today we'll be looking at a few foundation models and trying to get some idea about what are these foundation models, how are these Gen AI models different from the traditional models, what are their impacts and implications, what is their role in advancing AI, broader impacts on society and technology, further directions, future, what's there for future, and what are the ongoing research and developments, right? So, and speculation on what will be the future capabilities of Gen AI. So let's see. So building blocks of Gen AI. So foundation models are basically a new breed of AI models on massive amounts of unlabeled data. So your bulk data, right? Books, all the data that's coming from books, news articles, online articles, your codes, your images, videos, posts, audio files online, all of this is basically massive amounts of unlabeled data. We're basically training these AI models, Gen AI models, on these unlabeled data using a technique called as self-supervision. Traditional AI, right? Previously, which was being there. So it adapts the logic-driven approach, like just playing algorithms or rule-based chatbots, which will explicitly rely on certain rules. But this foundation model will excel themselves compared to traditional AI in terms of supervision, in terms of getting trained. So let's see key characteristics of these foundation models. So generality, right? They can perform a lot of different tasks, unlike your traditional AI models, which were designed only for a specific task. These can perform wide range of tasks. Adaptability, they can be fine-tuned and for any specific task with minimal additional training. And scalability, so large massive data sets they are getting trained on, so we can leverage this capability and this will allow for superior performance. Emergent capabilities, they can exhibit unforeseen abilities beyond their original training objectives. So they have this capability to start thinking even beyond what is already being taught to them, what's already being trained. So these are the four key characteristics. And why exactly these foundation models are important, right? So they provide a starting point for each developer, an initiating point. Okay, in turn, they basically are efficiently being used because they save your time, they save your resources, okay, and you can focus on the other aspects of the application. So already if I have to start, if I already have a base, I can build on that, right? So ultimately it's saving the time for our businesses. So foundation models can be adapted for various applications, for example, for language processing. So translating across the languages, creating variety of artistic content, image generation and editing to get very realistic images, or modify some, changing, altering some existing images that you already have, or coming up with completely some completely new artistic style by blending two or three styles that it already knows, then allowing you to generate unique code or even understand the existing code and explain it to you better, interpret it better, or maybe some errors during programming, right? So any bugs that you're facing, any errors that you're facing, it is ready to debug. And obviously scientific research, scientific discoveries, helping these researchers generate their hypotheses, analyze data, and further make predictions. So let's talk about foundation models. And we have seen ChatGPT, right? LLMs, large language model ChatGPT before. So ChatGPT 3 and GPT 4. These are just the different versions of GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which was released by the company OpenAI. So these large language models have generated a lot of buzz around their ability, right? They can understand anything, they can translate anything for you, they can solve your queries, etc. Then we also have Lambda by Google AI. This basically emphasizes more on dialogues and conversations. It's going to make your discussion more meaningful, engage you, and give a lot of informative discussions, right? Then we have Bloom by Hugging Face and Big Science. It's a multilingual model which was trained across on 176 languages. So it can perform a lot of different tasks, and it also does majorly translations, and it will generate your text in any of these 176 languages. Then imaging by Google AI, it is going to again create photorealistic images from your description. So I showed you the DALI, right? Last time. DALI 2, this is also again by OpenAI. It not only generates images through text descriptions, but it will also edit an existing image if you send one image to it. And it will add or remove elements, it will combine different styles, it will allow you to do a lot of things. Then you also have Midjourney, which is accessible through Discord bot. This will also allow the users to generate high quality images, and based on the text prompts that you provide, it's going to do a lot of things, right? So this Midjourney has also become very popular amongst the professionals. These are all the foundation models, okay? So then again, we have Codex when it comes to starting generating code or helping you with bugs and following directions to finish any jobs across your software development, code maintenance, automated code generation. Codex is being used. Then you also have GitHub Copilot, which helps you to integrate with GitHub code editor. It also gives you a lot of code suggestions for developers, okay, in order to improve their productivity and reduce the number of errors that they face. Then we also have multimodal models, which will generate text, images, code, everything, right? Enabling it to perform tasks that understanding and manipulating different. You can use this in collaboration with your AI for image analysis, text recognition, content generation, and all of these things. Then you have Perceiver by DeepMind. This will also handle various input modalities. You can give a text, image, audio, or video, and make it. This makes it very suitable to understand everything, right? Then you also have a lot of hybrid models. Okay, you can create a hybrid model by combining different foundation models and achieve greater flexibility at the end of the day. For example, Megatron Turing NLG with vision models, and Jurassic One Jumbo with reasoning models. So we can combine and get different things. Now let's look into some examples of foundation models. Okay, so you have BERT, you have MPNet, you have Titan, Claude 2, Starling LM70, and Llama 2. Let's talk about BERT. Okay, BERT is basically the landmark. It is basically described as a landmark language model. It was created by Google AI in 2018. Okay. The key features the key feature of BERT is basically the ability to process text in both directions. So it can process data in both directions, bidirectional. This means that it looks at the entire sentence both from left to right and again from right to left in order to understand the context and relationship between these words. Okay. And this bidirectional processing is a major advancement compared to the previous models, which typically process text in a single direction. So your traditional NLP models basically process the text in either from left to right or from right to left. This is going to do it bidirectional. Okay. So let's look at a few key parameters. BERT is available in two main sizes. Okay. BERT base. Okay. BERT base, this version has 12 layers, transformer blocks, and approximately 110 million parameters. BERT large, although not explicitly mentioned in this, but larger version usually has 24 layers and 340 million parameters. These parameters and layers are what enable the BERT to learn these complex patterns and relationships in the text. Then how do we train this BERT, right? What kind of data we use? So corpora used, that means BERT was pre-trained on two massive text corpora to learn language representations. The Toronto Book Corpus, this data set includes about 800 million words, and it consists of a large collection of books, okay? Then it was also trained on English Wikipedia. This data set consists of approximately 2.5 billion words. It includes the textual content of English, Wikipedia, including lists, tables, headers, all of these things. Fine tuning. After pre-training on these large data sets, BERT's parameters can also be fine-tuned for certain specific tasks. Fine-tuning will involve adjusting the model's weights based on a smaller task specific data set to improve performance in particular domains or applications, such as questioning, question answering, sentiment analysis, or named entity recognition. So, on top of these kind of text, even if you are, let's say you're working on a business domain and healthcare domain or some other legal domain, you can actually put in all these keywords and train BERT again on those specific domain specific keywords and go ahead with it, right? So BERT's, what I would like to highlight about this BERT model is its bidirectional capability. There is significant size and complexity, and the extensive pre-training on diverse and large data sets. And it also has the capability to be fine-tuned for various language tasks. Then we have MPNet. It's a large language model that combines two key objectives for better performance, right? So let's try to understand. MPNet combines two objectives: masked language modeling and pre-muted language modeling. So masked language modeling is somewhat similar to what BERT uses, where some of the tokens in the input are masked and the model is trained to predict them. PLM, on the other hand, permuted language modeling. This is inspired by ExcelNet, where tokens are permuted in different orders, and the model will predict the tokens in these permuted sequences. So, what are some advantages of MPNet? MPNet will basically outperform BERT, okay, on tasks that require complex reasoning and awareness of dependencies, particularly those involving long-range interactions between BERTs. It uses a more complex architecture, which results in higher training and inference costs. It is ideal for tasks that require superior reasoning, dependency awareness, and handling of long-range interactions, assuming that the higher computational cost is acceptable. What are some key parameters of MPNet? So, number of layers, right? MPNet uses a single deep encoder layer within 24 microsteps within it. This can be understood as a highly refined single layer rather than stacking multiple simpler ones. And this design allows MPNet to handle very complex interactions within a single layer. Then training the data. MPNet was pre-trained on a colossal data set containing both text and code. Okay, book corpus and again English Wikipedia. This is the same as BERT's training data, providing a large corpus of NLP text. Then 100 GB of public GitHub code. So this includes a large amount of source code from GitHub, allowing this MPNet to learn representations that are useful for understanding and generating the code itself, and as well as text. In summary, basically, MPNet will use a combined approach using MLM and PLM. It's basically complex in architecture, okay, which is designed for, again, superior reasoning and dependency awareness. And it has undergone extensive pre-training on both NLP text and source code, which makes it a very powerful tool for a wide range of tasks. Then we also have Amazon Titan, okay. Amazon Titan is a family of foundation models which was developed by Amazon. It is available through Amazon Bedrock service. And let's see the introduction, right? So Amazon Titan is a family of foundation models which was created by Amazon, and they are accessible through Amazon's Bedrock service. Capabilities include Titan text models can generate human quality text for a variety of purposes, including blog posts, website copies, scripts, and poetry. Then you also have different model sizes. So Titan Text B, which is this model has around 137 billion parameters, and Titan Text L, where the model is even larger with 540 billion parameters. Then image generation, right? So Titan Image S, this model has around 300 million parameters, and Titan Image L, which this large model has 5.6 billion parameters. So multi-model embeddings. Titan models also support multi-model embeddings and which can process and integrate data from multiple modalities such as text and images. Again, high performance, okay. Titan models are known for their impressive accuracy and efficiency across various tasks, making them suitable for a wide range of applications. So basically, Amazon Titan family is showcasing that its text generation, image generation, and multimodal embedding abilities exist, along with its high performance and efficiency. Then we can also see the different sizes of the models available, emphasizing that their extensive parameters contribute to their powerful performance. So the more the number of parameters, the more powerful or efficient the model could be. Okay, then let's talk about Claude 2. Claude 2 is basically the latest iteration of Anthropic's LLM, large language model. It has gained significant attention for its impressive capabilities and emphasis on responsible AI development. It gives you basically human-like output. Claude 2 will generate more natural and relatable text, and it's often praised for its voice and its ability to avoid factual errors. This makes the output seem more human-like and accurate. Then we also have a lot of safety protocols. Claude 2 will prioritize responsible AI development. It includes a lot of built-in safeguards, okay, against in order to prevent these bias or harmful outputs, ensuring that AI behaves ethically and safely. Then diverse applications. Claude 2 has shows potential in various tasks such as research, education, creative writing, versatility. It allows versatility to be applied in multiple domains effectively. Then what are a few technical specifications of this Claude 2? Claude 2 has over 130 billion parameters, though the precise number is not publicly available, but this large number of parameters contributes to its advanced capabilities. Then you have the input length. Claude 2 can handle longer inputs compared to other models, allowing it to analyze hundreds of pages of text in a single go. And it also focuses on reasoning and code. Claude 2 has been trained on diverse data, including mathematical equations and programming languages. This training enhances its performance in code generation and logical reasoning tasks. So Claude 2, I want to highlight that it focuses on generating natural and accurate text. Its strong emphasis on safety and responsible AI and its applicability in diverse tasks, its technical strength, including large parameter count and ability to handle longer inputs. The training on diverse data further enhances its capabilities in reasoning and code-related tasks. Then let's talk about Starling LMB. Now, this is a large language model which was developed by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley. Starling LMB is a large language model. It was basically trained on a massive data set consisting of text and code. The training approach that they used was called as RLAIF, so reinforcement learning from AI feedback. So it was a basically Starling LM established as a unique style of this training, right? Where the model will interact with the human AI, where the model will interact with another AI to learn about helpfulness and harmlessness. This method focuses on generating responses that are not only informative, but also safe and reliable. Then different model sizes, current availability, basically Starling LMB is available in two sizes currently. So 7 billion parameters, which is the alpha version of the model, then 11 billion parameters, which is the preview version of the model. What are some special features, right? What makes this Starling LMB so special? First is its focus on helpfulness and harmlessness. The RLAIF training emphasizes generating responses that are informative, relevant, and unbiased. This basically leads to more trustworthy and reliable outputs. Then benchmark performance. Starling LMB has achieved a high scores in the MT benchmark, even outperforming GPT-4 in some areas. So this shows that it's strong language understanding and generation capabilities. Then you have open source availability, obviously. The researchers have released part of the model and training or hugging phase, encouraging the further research and development within the community. So in conclusion, I would say that Starling LMD represents a promising approach to developing the large language models, which are powerful, responsible, and also helpful. It is noted as a model to watch in coming years due to its innovative training methods and impressive performances. So I would say that Starling LMD's unique RLAIF training approach focuses on generating helpful and harmful responses, and it also has strong performance on benchmarks, its open source availability, and all these factors basically contribute to its potential as a significant model in the field of large language models. Then we also have a very famous Llama 2. It's a powerful open source LLM developed by Meta AI. And let's talk about Llama 2 also, right? So it was developed by Meta AI. So its capabilities are basically it's a powerful open source language model which can understand and generate human-like text. Then again, model sizes. Small model is basically using 7 billion parameters. Medium model is using 13 billion parameters, and large model is using 70 billion parameters. Context length, again, pre-trained models have around 1,536 tokens, and fine-tuned models have around 512 tokens. The architecture is such that model transformer based, right? So it uses the transformer architecture, which is highly effective for your NLP, natural language processing, and it also utilizes auto-regressive approach, where it generates text one token at a time, conditioning each new token based on the previous one. And training. So how does Llama 2 undergo training? There are pre-trained models which are trained on a massive data set of text and code for general purpose language understanding and generation. Then you have fine-tuned models which were further trained on specific tasks or data sets such as dialogue or code generation to enhance the performance. Then you also have the training process it basically combines supervised fine-tuning, SFT, and reinforcement learning RL techniques in order to guide the model towards desired outputs. Then there are a lot of key features. Code generation. The Code Llama variant excels at generating code snippets in various programming languages. Knowledge and reasoning demonstrates strong performance on knowledge-based tasks and reasoning challenges. It also has dialogue capabilities. The Llama 2 chat variant is optimized for dialogue tasks, which will emphasize on the helpfulness and safety. Then the fact that it is open source and freely available, so it is accessible to researchers and developers for both research and commercial use. So these are the different models that we saw. What are the benefits of using these foundation models, right? So faster development. Instead of starting and training a model from scratch, you're building on what exists, right? You're building on a foundation. And obviously better performance because they are trained on such a heavy data. So you can they basically end up outperforming the narrower AI models because of their broad understanding of the world. Then wider accessibility. These can be democratized, okay, making it accessible to even smaller teams and researchers, right? So what are the role in advancing AI? So democratizing AI development, right? So basically developing these AI applications for developers, researchers is greatly reduced because of these foundation models. You can eliminate this need to start from scratch. You can save a lot of time and resources and start building the applications at once, right? So boosting efficiency and performance. So you have a richer comprehension of languages, pictures, because they have been trained on such a large amount of data. These activities like text summarization, image identification, machine translation will become much simpler. Then enabling multimodal applications. Most of the foundation models can handle multiple modalities like text, images, any files, CSV files, Excel files that you send, fostering the development of the complex and interconnected AI applications. And then accelerating your research and innovation. So they help you as a platform for experimentation and research. You can fine tune these models based on your specific domain tasks that you're going to solve. And this will help you to get to your goal faster. And at the same time, you can explore a lot of new ideas. So what are the positive impacts? It's basically revolutionizing the industry. It's automating a lot of tasks. It is, although altogether improving your decision making. You can have personalized experience across industries like healthcare, education, finance, and manufacturing. So by training your foundation model on some domain specific data set, you can get a further greater input out of that. Then boosting research and innovation, right? Because these models will be analyzing large volume of data and they're capable to do so. We can produce new hypotheses. So they help speed up your scientific discovery and it can empower a lot of new startups that are coming up. Then enhancing your creativity and expression. These foundation models can also assist in art generation, composing new music, storytelling. It can take the storytelling to a very creative bandwidth altogether, expanding creative possibilities and enriching cultural experiences. There could be certain negative impacts as well. So it can exacerbate your bias and inequality, right? So bias, which is already, if there is bias present in your training data, that can get amplified by these foundation models and it can perpetuate existing inequalities. For example, in areas like hiring or healthcare or even criminal legalities, right? Criminal justice. So you need to be careful about that. So that's why I emphasized this point in the previous session, saying that if you start with a good quality data, you will not end up with a biased analysis or biased predictions. You will end up having a good, building a good prediction model, which ultimately serves the purpose. Otherwise, the biased or unequal model prediction is going to be of no use at the end of the day. So job displacement and automation, it makes your tasks and jobs may become automated by AI, potentially leading to unemployment and income inequality. So I wouldn't say it completely leads to unemployment, but the nature of jobs will definitely shift. So instead of your traditional tasks, you'll probably have a lot of different kind of tasks where you can employ or you can basically deploy these AI tools and make them handy to achieve your own tasks. So definitely not being aware of how to use these tools would land you up in a tricky situation. So let's avoid that, right? Privacy concerns and misinformation. So foundation models can also be used to create a lot of deep fakes, manipulate a lot of information, posing threats to your privacy and trust in institutions. So if I can take up the image of any person which is publicly available and manipulate that data, you can ultimately, hack into a lot of things. A lot of cyber phishing this can lead to a lot of cyber phishing at the end of the day. So a lot of threat to the privacy, and that could be one of the areas that we might have to focus on, how to sort of benchmark and protect our privacy, right? Technical advancements you can create, we can end up creating in future, we can end up creating a lot more powerful and efficient models, increasing the computational resources and all that. So and build models with higher performance, superior performance. Multimodal models where they're capable of generating a lot of like text, images, audios and code also. This will become very increasingly common. And federated learning and decentralization. So collaborative training across distributed data sets. In order to address all of these data privacy concerns, we need to look into this, right? Continually learning and adaptation, adaptability and practicality of foundation models will be increased because of their ongoing learning and adaptation to new situations. Then what are going to be the applications and impacts? Personalized AI experience, so you can tailor these experiences to individual needs and preferences of customer. Creative AI collaborators, a lot of scientific breakthroughs are possible, enhanced human AI interaction. Okay, what are the some ongoing research? So we're trying to scale up. So Google's Pathway is boosting all these parameters. They're still working on a lot of parameters, making a lot of, we've seen Lambda 2 today. So that is also increasing its multimodality. Explainability and transparency will become easier. Then we also need to look into the privacy concerns, right? So what are some future capabilities? Superhuman reasoning and problem solving, personalized education and learning, definitely seamless natural language interaction. So you'll not even be aware that you're speaking to a machine and not a person, right? So generative AI for creating endeavors, different kind of music, art, all of these can be composed, writing different kind of poems, and simulating and predicting a lot of complex systems, right? So for economy, climate, to understand all of these human brain and things like that, I think foundation models can further build on all of this. Yes, so we looked at a few examples of further foundation models today and how we can use them and which are the open source freely, what are their parameters, the kind of data that they have been trained on. Let's meet next week and discuss further on AI. So I will leave you here, but please stay tuned for more Gen AI informative sessions. Please share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining this.